Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Hype Files, the very first episode with a new rebrand. I'm obviously your host, Shannon, and I have a new guest today who I haven't spoken to for episode 101. It's New Zealand's newest Mens Physique Pro. I've got Juan Galvin on the pod. How are you?
Hey, good, thanks. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Thanks for joining me. We were just talking about his name because honestly, everyone's been getting it wrong. I remember Forward was on the judging panel introducing you as John last year. I was like, what the hell? I know that's wrong. But just so everyone knows, like, can you pronounce your name for us so we all can hear how it's done?
No, it's a good, yeah. So it's like Jean. So J, yeah, there's more J than everyone thinks. So yeah, Jean.
I love it.
That's so good. John or John,
right
yeah, either way, close enough.
Or Galvin, just whatever you guys want. But
yeah,
that's how
there you go, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me on the pod, man. What a cool season
That's so good.
And like 2 seasons, because I've watched you both in both seasons that you've done. Obviously, I had a year off last year, and that was your first one. And like, holy shit, where are you now? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the start. We're going to do it all. I've got heaps of stuff for you in here, so I hope everyone to stay tuned for the whole lot because these are bits and bobs. But let's go back to the beginning. I want to know, where are you from? Are you a Kiwi? Are you from Auckland? And where is your home gym?
Oh, okay. So I'm originally from South Africa. My dad's half Greek and my mum's full South African, so a bit of a mix there. Been in the country for about, I'd say 20, 23, 24 years. So yeah, almost technically you could say I'm Kiwi. Pretty much born and raised here. Located in Auckland, on the North Shore as well, and then training out of Muscle Club there. So Muscle Club, shout out Muscle Club. Awesome gym to train at.
Yeah, well, all the bodybuilders are at.
Yep, you can't go wrong with that gym. Everyone's in there with the same motive, same goal, so it's good.
Yeah, so good. Hey, how old are you?
Just turned 27.
Oh wow, cool. You never know, with the Mens Physique, like could be anything.
Yeah, got to keep everyone on the toes, keep them guessing.
Absolutely. What got you into bodybuilding? Because like, I don't know what you did before IFBB. I just saw you come up last year and I was like, who's this dude? And I knew you were going to be awesome, but we'll get into that and what happened. But what got you into IFBB, like bodybuilding specifically? And then why IFBB did you choose this federation?
I think, to be honest, I've always just had like such a big love for training. It's always just been like an escape for a lot of things. But in saying that as well, I think just, always using sort of training as a way of like, bettering myself, whether it be for like sport or anything in general. And then I think also just growing up playing a lot of rugby, I think that was sort of the purpose of training. And then I got to sort of the point where a lot of like injuries started occurring. Like I slipped a few like L4 off my lower back and stuff as well. So just a few niggly things, and I sort of was like, I sort of need to reconsider sort of what I want to do. And then because I was still sort of training in that way and sort of in a way still eating properly, doing all that, I got to the point where I was like, look, I need to try and see what I can do. I was always, getting compliments and whatnot. So I was like, okay, well, let's try and change something where I can actually really control, like if I get hurt or not, should I say? Obviously being rugby is a contact sport, 50-50 chance going in, getting hurt, tearing something, pulling something, breaking something, so I was like, I'm just not up for that anymore. So just sort of turned around, started like bodybuilding, and then just sort of been consistent last 3-4 years. I'm just trying to eventually compete. I never really had like a set goal of when I want to compete, but it was sort of on the cards. And then also working at Extreme as well throughout my sort of career, or like my training career, should I say, just being in the industry, just sort of seeing what people like and stuff. And I think I've always just been around that sort of IFBB sort of crowd / scene. So I think that was more or less sort of what I was driven to. Although there was considerations of potentially doing FMG at the start. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me it was a little bit more of the modeling side of things, which I wanted to get into. But then I sort of just looked at it long term, and I was like, look, like where do I want to see myself? How far do I want to take this as well? And then there's obviously a few people on my shoulder saying, "Oh, come to IFBB, come to IFBB." So I was like, go on, then we'll see what it's like. And then just got stuck into it last year. And
are you happy with that choice then, or are you like wish you kind of did the other one?
No, I'm not definitely stoked. I'm actually like still, obviously just a little bit taken back on how far I've gotten already. I think that's been such a big eye opener to see sort of what your potential can be, and how much work you're willing to put in to get yourself to where you want to. I guess it's been a big drive.
Yeah. we're gonna get to what you've achieved, but like I want to know now, since we're on the topic, like how do you not let that get to your head a little bit? Like how do you not, like, because it's easy to, and in bodybuilding it happens a lot. We see it with the guys heaps, like the ego blows up, I won a couple times. How do you not let that get in too much?
It's hard, eh? Like you, as much as you want to, I think it comes down to like one. Yeah, I don't know, Shannon. It's hard, eh? I think it's just yeah, it's a hard one. I think in general, like it's also just like knowing, when when to like, obviously staying humble is such a good thing, but in a way, like you do want to hype yourself up to, keep that confidence and build that confidence to keep moving forward. So I think in a way, like, having a bit of hype, but like is good. But yeah, I think still just keeping yourself like level, because I think otherwise, ego takes over and then you just start to fall off, or start to fall into traps or whatever, and then just, then you're not actually necessarily 100% bringing your best because you're like more focused on elsewhere or vice versa. So
yeah,
but it's just yeah, exactly.
You got to be cool, man. Like, you got to be cool.
Yeah, got to stand to set. Yeah.
When you're not doing like your bodybuilding and stuff, what do you, because you touched on your work and what you do for a job, but like what do you do? How do you spend your day? What are you up to?
To be honest, my life is just revolved around training. Like I'm a personal trainer by trade as well. So I guess I'm in the gym. I'm not training myself. I'm in the gym training clients as well. So I guess it's sort of what I'm more or less what I do. Don't really have necessarily any other hobbies. I just like to stay active, should I say? Stay fit, yes, fit and healthy, whether it be outside playing sport or just generally just doing some sort of exercise is quite good. Keeps me occupied. Keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah, that's it. What gym do you train at? Where are you working?
So I'm at I sort of PT out of Les Mills, Auckland City. In Auckland CBD, and then train at Muscle Club.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, keep it separate, eh?
Yeah, it's good. No, it's good.
It keeps you healthy.
For sure.
Let's talk about bodybuilding a little bit, like from like the height, like the fan sort of view, because I'm sure that you do watch the sport as well. But like, who would be your favorite? Maybe your favorite, just like general Olympic, or like Olympian or pro. It doesn't even have to be men's physique. But do you watch like the men's physique as well? And who would be your favorite all round?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's like I've got like a top four that sort of just like inspired to like sort of, I'd say not necessarily be like, but like, they inspired me to like work hard and, hopefully eventually can be on that stage one day with them. If they don't obviously retire like Ryan Terry, but but no, like Ryan Terry's obviously, he's one. Sets like a good example for the sport as well, just 10 years of taking that long to, finally win Olympia, and then he did. It just shows, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I think that's one thing. And then you've got like, Ali Bilal, who's, an upcoming young buck as well, underdog as well. So yeah, that sort of resonates with me a little bit as well. And then, there's other people as well. Like I like Andre Dayu as well. He's very nice physique as well. So a few of those people as well.
Yeah. What do you think about the men's physique beef that they have? Like always, they've got the most beef out of any of the men's divisions, man. Like open bodybuilding's not even that hardcore. Like what is all that about?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just pretty boys having arguments, should I say?
They're just trying to get people to watch men's physique again, eh?
Pretty much, yeah. I think it's good. It just brings the hype, and it's just yet again, it's such a competitive thing, that I think sometimes, like you said before, with the whole ego thing, like ego does sometimes take over, but it's also like that's another test to see whether you break. So I think that's also like where you gotta sort of take a step back and just really make smarter decisions, especially when you're like on that bigger platform, should I say? But either way, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta talk some smack, and just make sure you run it back.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta follow it up too, though, boys.
Exactly, 100%.
No one's taken it off Ryan so far, and he just keeps coming in. He doesn't even really say much. It's the other.
No, exactly.
But it's funny.
Exactly. For sure.
Speaking of that, actually, I want to talk about the camaraderie and stuff like that with men's physique, or just like even just bodybuilding from your perspective, since you're quite new into it and like you would have seen the past already. Do you see like a bit of tall poppy? Is there any negatives or positives, or like how are the boys? Has it been quite good?
Yeah, to be honest, like the last 2 years, personally for me, I think there's been a lot of. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm a pretty positive person. I don't really try and look into negative stuff. I mean, there's probably definitely a bit of like tall poppy syndrome. Like, everyone is trying to be better than each other, but in the sense of, yet again, it's such a competitive sport that it can be looked at like a negative thing, but also depending on who you are, it can be also a positive thing as motivation. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, as long as it's like, I feel as long as people are just like constantly like, like hyping each other up and motivating and stuff, it's good. The shit talking is going to be there, but it's, like I said, again, it's all there just in the competitive side of things. hopefully it's not half the stuff's not set out of set out of being serious, hopefully it's just just set out a bit of banter. But no, I think so far it's been a pretty good experience. I haven't personally really ran into anything negative as of such or as of yet, to be honest. It's been pretty smooth sailing ride.
And everyone says the pro leagues is even better. Like, it's the amateurs that are all like they're beefed out, but the pros are actually pretty chill. So you're with the big guys now.
100% now. It's so chill. Even just the pro show, to be honest, like going back there, you're just like, well, like these guys are so chill. Like, this is crazy.
So, and let's talk about. I want to talk about your season. Let's get into it because it's so exciting. I got to do your same show that you did. Like, I got to be backstage with you for one of your last ever shows that you were an amateur. I was just like, hey, probably should have got a photo together or something because that's never going to happen again. But you did the Auckland show. You did the regional at Auckland, and the Waikato regional too. Talk to us about those two before we get into nationals. What were those two shows like for you? Were they different? Like, was one better than the other? Like, just talk about those.
I think, to be honest, like with that show, Auckland obviously being like the main show, also just last year being the regional winner. I think there was also like a lot of I wouldn't say even pressure, but like, obviously there was a lot of expectations from that. So I think also that was a big driver. But yeah, I think, to be honest, Auckland, I felt like I probably brought like a really good look, probably on my best look of the season personally. I think just based on photos, I think for me personally, I'm always like a very like look for more conditioning, symmetrical kind of like like balanced look. Some people might disagree to that. But no, I think there was doing both those shows, more or less, having a peak leading into nationals was sort of more or less to see how I looked and what we could improve on and what we need to bring better. So I guess obviously the objective was to win Auckland's and like retain that title, but props to Apai. It brought an awesome physique and definitely deserved to win. I sort of took that on the chin as well, so it was good. Gaining a little bit more fire. But I will admit that did definitely put a bit of a damper in my motivation mood, should I say, just because not really knowing what I was sort of going to go into again. I think it was more or less just trying to figure that out as well. But then, just like having two peaks, just sort of seeing what I could bring different. And then having Waikato as well, it's just like another form of motivation, If you win a show, it just gives you good momentum. So, exactly. 100%. 100%.
What was Waikato? Was Waikato quite... Because last year, 2024, you just did Auckland and Nationals, is that right? You just did the two shows? So what was Waikato like? Because everyone talks about Waikato like... Because it's a week out, it's obviously peak week for nationals. It's like the hardest show. Everyone comes in hot. Like, did you find it to be harder, or was it the same for you?
I think definitely from Auckland's, it was more or less a case of like trying to hold conditioning. On top of also like feedback was obviously coming a bit more fuller. So then also trying to like fill up while not trying to spill. So I think it was a bit of a mix. But I think also leading into just having to hold conditioning for that long, I did find it a bit hard to cover up. But eventually, like on the day, I think more or less just like getting into the day. I think also leading to that week, I had quite like very, very busy week of work and stuff like that as well. So I wasn't necessarily like in the right mindset headspace. But obviously, like on the day, I had to obviously sort my shit out, should I say, and get my head in the game. And then just a body ended up responding and sort of came in. Brought a pretty good look as well, and that sort of just gave me yet again good momentum leading into nationals.
Yeah, let's talk about that now, because obviously peak week was like Waikato for nationals, and that was the big one. And so this is all like quite close to each other. If anyone doesn't know, there was Auckland, then it was like 5 weeks later, I think it was Waikato, and then a week later it's nationals. And then we'll talk about Mo's muscles, which you did 2 weeks after that, which is crazy. But let's talk about nationals peak week. What was that peak week like for you? Were you and Dean like, was there any troubles, or was it pretty smooth? Like, what were you kind of battling within, or anything at all?
No, to be honest, I think that week of nationals, I think just having that momentum and that like, I guess that like confidence after winning the Waikato show as well, that boost of confidence, should I say, I think everything just went really smoothly. I think in a way we just said, hey, look, like this is probably the biggest show of the year. We really want to lock in. Like we pretty much got to give it our all here. Like otherwise, next year we got to do the same process again to try and get the same outcome kind of thing. So I don't know. We just dialed in. Obviously pushed me for the last, I think it was like 2 days. We like dug really deep to try and bring my conditioning back in, like dig even deeper, should I say, just so my body responded a bit better. And then that week just went so smooth. Food was going down, digestion was awesome. Everything was just smooth. Sleep was good, stress was down. Like I just felt good leading into nationals, to be honest.
the best way to feel.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%.
Was there any point, like, just before we move into your show, was there any point that you thought about taking the year off this year and like doing next year? Or were you always like, from the minute you got off stage last year, 2024, were you like, nah, 2025? Was there any point where you thought about that?
I mean, I did start having a bit of like doubts basically after Auckland's, after losing.
Ooh.
Nothing crazy, but I just thought, hey, look, like, is this basically like a sign to say, okay, look, I need to go back to drawing board and, like come in, like, bring something better.
Yeah.
And I guess also that was half the reason why I did Waikatos as well, just to sort of see, okay, like, how do I feel and what's sort of going on, should I say? Also just having to do like multiple shows is, it's quite a lot on the body, should I say? So also the bank account, should I say? But yeah, but no, I think just doing that Waikato show was just good, just gave me that momentum. And like I said, I just needed to sort of see what I need to improve on, what I need to bring better, like whether it was like, do we focus more on like bringing in full, do we focus more on like conditioning, what sort of was the vibe. And I think Dean did such an awesome job and managed to combine both and bring my best look national. So I think it was
get it done. Yeah,
get it done. Yeah,
I love that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Let's talk about your show day then. Let's talk about show day. Was it good? What was your show day like? Because obviously it was a fucking long day for you guys. Holy shit, man! I couldn't stay. I was out.
Oh god. Yeah.
So tell me about it. What happened? Like, how did you stay fed for the whole day? Like, tell us about the whole day. I want to know everything.
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, I think if I can remember, I think we're supposed to be there at 2. I turned up early, tried to get the park, which I managed to get like almost right in front, which was like perfect. So didn't have to walk like up the hill, down the hill, because that was a massive hill as well. Just thinking anyone walking up and down the hill would have started sweating, and I just didn't need that. And I think it took, I guess, the natural show. Also, there was so many more competitors than I thought, so I guess just running behind on time sort of pushed everything out. Knowing, like, also me on show day, getting up, having my first sort of meal at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., like sort of breaking up in those margins. Realistically, my last meal was supposed to be at 2:30. So, and pretty much 2:30 was when we pretty much didn't even get started yet. So, we had to basically like reassess. I think I ended up having like 7 or 8 meals.
Whoa.
Just like by the end of it, because I think we in Men's Physique only ended up being on at like almost 8:30, 9 o'clock. So had to stay full and whatnot. And to be honest, backstage was just chill. Everyone's sort of almost half asleep because it was such a long day. But just sat in my corner, just like kept my music on, just try to keep myself in like a good headspace. And
and do you just take like the meals? Like, what do you do? How do you prepare for like how late you might be? Do you just bring heaps of rice, or does Dean have a stack in the car? Like, what do you do? I
think we're always sort of preparing. Like, I always like over spring anyway. So end up bringing like an extra like bag or 2 of like rice cakes. I had like almost 18 LCMs on me, honey, dates, buddy, everything. So I think we had in mind, like, in case it does go over, that we do need to like be prepared. So I think we were prepared for pretty much any situation, really. Kind of thing. And I think it was more or less just trying to keep me calm and reserved, because I do get to the point where sometimes like I will get a bit worked up, and I just like as soon as I do that, I start to overheat and start to sweat. So, and I think even like with Auckland, like my biggest thing also was like my sweating. So I think it was also just like Auckland was such a hot show. There wasn't much, like, even backstage there wasn't much like air. So I think also just like everyone coming off stage, coming into backstage, it was like all that heat was just like off. So I think also that was a big thing. So I think more or less just trying to control my nerves, should I say. And then also being such a long day, everyone was sort of getting to the point where they're getting nervous, and I was just like, I gotta do something here. This is gonna make or break it. So managed to stay calm, and then a few times would like go out and get some like fresh air and just have a bit of a chat to Dean, and then just like, you're looking good, and just sort of reassure me, and then there you go. And just checking in from every hour, should I say.
How you do it, that's how you keep going, especially when you're on late. You got to make sure it's all looking good. For sure. How did you feel before you got up there? Like, were you confident? Like, we know you were going for the pro cat, like you want to win. Like, everybody wants to win. But like, how were you confident? Were you like, nah, I don't know? Like, how were you feeling before you went out?
I mean, it was definitely nerve-wracking. I will admit that. But I think in saying that, though, I think all of us just we worked so hard for it, and I think also that was sort of my mindset there, was like, look, like, I worked so hard for this moment, like there's no point of like not expressing myself or like showcasing like what I've done. So I think that was sort of like more or less the thing I constantly just like reminded myself of, was just that. But then you're just going out again. I was like, look, this is just, I've done this twice already. You know, this, what's the third time? But this time, I think there was just so much more fire because it was nationals. You know, so I think just having that drive, being like, okay, sweet, well, like it's do or die here kind of thing. I think that just sort of kept me motivated, should I say, and kept me in line. And then just went out and did my thing.
Yeah. And then what was the battle like? Because I obviously I didn't see it. There was no fucking live stream. Jesus, come on, guys. One day we'll get them done. But you know, I wanted to watch it. What happened? Like, can you just tell the people who missed that part of the show? Like, did they move you guys around heaps? Did they battle you and Arpai and Casey, or what was going on with the boy? Like, what happened? Or you know,
so I mean, to be honest, like Class D last year was like, I think it was like 3 or 4 competitors, like me, Arpai, Casey, and there was another bro. And like this year, for example, there was like 7 or 8 of us. So it was actually quite, I think 7, 8, yeah, 7, 8. So it was quite a lot more. Which I think also just like made it a bit more like hype, because you know, usually if it's like 3 or 4, then it's like, but if it's like 8 and also being Class D, right, it's like the big boys.
Yeah.
So I think that was also, that was quite cool. But no, it was good. It was pretty much me, Casey, Arpai, and they were just sort of switching us around. But I mean, they sort of just kept me in the middle the whole time, and just sort of swapping Casey and Arpai, and I was just like, oh shit, like, is this, you know, like, what's going on here? Like, no, because usually like last year was pretty much like, me, Casey, Arpai were just, I think we ended up doing like almost like a 5 or 10 minute round. Like they were just swapping us, you know, just couldn't make up their mind. And then this year I think it was just more or less, maybe they're looking for something certain or whatever, but I just held that middle spot, and then I just got to the point I was like, okay, sweet, I'm not sweating, you know, I'm looking at Dean, and Dean's like got his like wide eyes, he's like, come on bro, like, you know, everyone's smiling, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, okay, sweet, I gotta like stay locked in here. And then that was obviously the first round done, and then when they got to the
overall.
when they got to the overall, it was for the overall, and then I guess it was the name Casey, and I was like, oh shit, okay, well, it's pretty much me and Arpai, it's like altered all over again.
Yes.
And I guess, me and Arpai just sort of stand there and just sort of like looking at each other like, oh, shit, who's got this, you know? Because I think, yet again, like, it was such a competitive year. You know, there's a lot of banter and stuff. And obviously, like, he already beat me last year, had one up on me on Auckland, you know? So I was like, he can't, like, you know, 2-0 right now. I was like, nah, this can't happen. So, like, and then, obviously when I got my name, when he came second, I was sort of in shock, I was like, is this happening, you know, like, but all props to like Casey and Arpai, like they kept me locked in all year, like even since last year. I think just like being in that class with those boys and just sort of seeing like what they like have and what like their potential is, I think that just just kept that fire going, you know. And if it wasn't for them, really, I don't think I would have pushed this hard, you know, like done what I did. So I take my hat off to those boys. They definitely changed me in some good ways, So I appreciate that.
That's so cool. That's the best way to take it, Otherwise, it's
for sure.
Negative. Otherwise, I would take it
100%. 100%.
But I think did you kind of know that like the winner of Class D was going to win? Because that's how I kind of always see it. Because like, not to take anything away from the guys, but like it was the 3 of you. We kind of knew that. So was the overall like you kind of knew you had it in the bag by that point, or was it still a bit of a battle in the overall?
I mean, to be honest, I will never really say anything until the end. Like I stay humble. But at the end of the day, I think I backed myself that much, and I had confidence in myself and confidence in the judges knowing, you know, what they wanted, kind of thing. So I just left it in their hand, and then when I obviously got their overall and I got that pro card, it was just such a unreal feeling. Because for me, it was more or less like do or die this year. As well, I just want to really give it like a good crack because I get married in Feb as well, so having to prioritize that as well. So.
Yeah, nice. Oh, well, you did it. You got that pro card. So good.
Yeah,
congratulations.
exactly.
That's amazing.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
We were chatting before. Obviously, we jumped on record about like how you took it off Casey, and I was like, how did you do that? Everyone knows I love Casey, and like it.
Yeah.
But it was just like it was the same as we're going to talk about right now. But Aaron took out Classic Physique, and Dan Sharplin's like I'm like a Dan fan. I've always said that, and I'm like, man, who are these guys just rolling out of nowhere, just fucking taking out all the boys?
Yeah.
What was it like having Aaron this year? Because obviously you trained together, you guys are good mates, you both won both shows, you both got your pro card. What's it like?
Nah, to be honest, like Aaron's such a big part of it this year. I think also like being in the same gym, like going through the same sort of prep and everything. I think we just like it was just good to be able to have something to lean on. And obviously like us both being like trying to aim for that same spot as well. And then we had El Cowie as well at one point. But he suffered a bit of an injury, so I mean, unfortunately, he couldn't do couldn't do that as well. But that was sort of what we were aiming for. So hopefully, like me, Aaron, and Cowie, each division kind of thing. It was sort of the hype, and we just like like egg each other on. So but Aaron made such a big part of it this year. Like just kept me locked in, kept me motivated, and then also he ended up doing bloody men's physique at Waikato as well. So that was I was like what about that. And then that was so good. I think that was probably one of the biggest highlights of this year. Just having like being on stage. I think we've always talked about like sharing the stage together. We'd be like practical men's physique, and now I'm glad he came to men's physique and I got that one up on him. Because I went to classic. I didn't. He's got that on me.
Yeah, imagine if he beat you though. Like imagine if he fucking
to be honest, at one point I was just like, I mean, I think we've always just like egged each other on. I think it's always just been a bit of a shit tap between me and him. But yeah, I think also he knows where he stands. I know where I stand, so
he knows where he belongs.
We just keep it at that. But
what about the other way around though? Because you've got legs on you. Would you do classic? Like, would you ever go up in that direction or nah?
Oh, I don't know. I have to talk to Dean about that one. I think to be honest, my biggest drive has always been men's physique. I think also just like from feedback and stuff, it's sort of where the potential lies. So I think if there ever was like that opportunity, I mean, I definitely wouldn't like not consider it. But I think at the moment my main focus is just men's physique.
Yeah.
Although like when I used to train legs twice a week leading up to everything. So then it got to a point I was like, oh, gotta do that. So
can't get in the shorts anymore.
No, exactly.
So let's talk about Mo's next, because like obviously, because all of you people who win pros, all of you that did win the pro show, win your pro card, you were all kind of like, because there was TOC for the bikini girls, there was obviously men's physique and classic for Mo's. Did you have that in your mind? Was that the plan? Like, I'm going to do Mo's if this happens, and then this is the outcome. And what was that like lead up from nationals to Mo's like for you?
To be honest, like after the pro show, I think me and Dean had a discussion, and I think we just sort of I mean we went to the drawing board. We said, look, what's this worth? Like, and obviously another shows, another prep, which is just like a bit of time off the off season. But I think more or less like having even like a chat to Mo and Fire with the judges and stuff, they just said to me, hey, look, like go into it and get the experience, because one, it's like you're going up against like pros that you potentially never go up against, which is one thing. Second of all, it's like a pro show in New Zealand, which is another thing, and like thanks, pops off to like Mo and Firewood for bringing it to New Zealand, doing that for us as well, giving us that platform as well. But yeah, I think also just like, just seeing where I stand, like yet again, being like a new pro, you're sort of bottom of the barrel. And you sort of got to work your way up and sort of see what you need to work on. But I think just doing that show, I think was more or less just to sort of give us a good idea of, okay, where do we need to really improve to like, make an impact. So I think it was more or less, there was nothing really to lose. And it was a bit harder though, because Dean and Jasmine also went overseas for a wedding. So Dean was sort of coaching me while in between like flights and stuff like that as well. So and we ended up like, doing what we needed to do and brought the look we need to do. But I think obviously would have been a little bit better if he was here, circumstances. But that is what it is. And we, like I said, we did what we needed to do.
Made it work, and it looked
exactly.
good. You looked awesome, man. It was cool to watch. I watched that show, and that was really fun to go to and watch. And if anyone gets a chance to watch a pro show, you should go and watch the pro shows because they're so good. But what was it like with the guys backstage? Like, was it cool to even just see them in person and be like, "Fuck," because they're crazy, eh? Holy shit.
To be honest, I was a little bit like, me and even just me and Aaron were both like sort of fanboying. We were like, whoa, like these guys have been like on this like aside, for example, like being on the Olympia stage. Things like that, being top 14 in the world, like that's just even crazy. Just like being in the same room, being like, okay, well, I'm a pro, but also I'm going up against this guy. It's like, okay. But I think, yet again, he's like, that guy's just such a humble dude, like nicest dude in the world, and it just sort of shows, what body, like, training bodybuilding can do to you. And it just like gives you that sort of focus and drive. Yeah. And just, some people are just the nicest people in the world. Because they got no anger in them.
They're the nicest guys. Both of the guys all the guys that come over from overseas, they were so nice. They're real humble.
Crazy,
and so nice.
All great people, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Dean for a second, because you start. I don't know when actually. We'll find out together. But when did you start coaching with him? Was it after your first season? And what made you decide to go with Dean? What was the choice? What was the reason?
Well, I was with Sam Wall before. Great coach, awesome coach. He's Aaron's coach now. I think more or less I just, to be honest, there was not much of a reason really. To be honest, I just wanted to, yeah, just learn a few different things from a different coach and just sort of how they did things, because every coach has their different ways of doing like things. Yeah, and I think just sort of locking in. I think also just giving I don't know, to be honest. I think more or less just wanting to learn like someone else's sort of like way of doing things. I think also with Dean, like one being like a pro himself, and then like being an Olympian coach, like coaching Jasmine as well. That was such a big thing, and I think that was also such a big motivating thing. As I look like, if I want to be a pro, I got to be coached by a pro, kind of thing as well. So, but not like Sam. Now Sam's obviously a pro coach himself as well. So, no, I take that off. So those are the two awesome coaches. Sam or Dean, great people, great people.
Yeah, and it's cool how you can go from one to the other. Everything's all good. Like nothing has to be like weird, or it's like you can just learn from people and everyone's all mates, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's good though, because me and Sam are good mates outside of coaching as well. So it's just we've kept that good relationship as well, which has been awesome.
Yeah, love that so much. It's so cool. Between your first season and your second season, you fucking grew so much, man. Like I was like, is it even the same guy? Like how? But I just like, what did you guys do? What were you training like? Because training's your thing. You love training. What were you working on? Were you like, I need more chest or delts, or like what was the things that you needed to do?
I think like feedback from last year was just generally like more size overall. And I think also like last year, I think stage weight, what's my stage weight? I think my stage weight last year was like 89, even 90. Like, and that was like after carbs and stuff. Where this year, like I think my national weight was like almost 97.
Oh.
So so I think our main focus was obviously like prioritizing like a men's physique look, which is obviously a V taper. So it's a lot of back, a lot of shoulders, a lot of chest, literally no legs. I haven't trained legs all year. Yes, as in really, it's somehow it's a stairmaster. So that was pretty much my sort of training, was just like more or less just upper body, and just like really just focusing on like progressive overload, and just like just trying to grow, get strong, kind of thing as well. Just like food was super high, training was consistent, got a few good sessions in with Dean as well, and just absolutely like just smashed me. So I think also just like being able to like really dial up their intensity and sort of knowing, okay, well, this is how I train, but this is how we got to train. I think it was just like something, just a big eye opener, and just my intensity now of training is like just set at that standard. So cool. It's been good. It's been awesome.
I love it. A lot of people will be looking at you, like a lot of young guys, like you're a role model now, you're a pro, and how quick you did things, and like everyone wants to be more like that, especially like the young guys. I see it so much on social media. It's everywhere, especially TikTok. Fuck TikTok, I'm off TikTok. That's crazy, man. I'm like, no. But like, I want to ask you, because you will be influential for other people now, and people want to grow, and people are going to be like, I'm going to get into bodybuilding, or I'm going to jump on PEDs, or I'm going to, like they want to do it the fast way. But like, how do you kind of manage that and do it safely? Like, because obviously you're an enhanced athlete. How do you kind of not like go too handy too quick, if you know what I mean? Like, how do you kind of keep yourself healthy and like safe throughout this process, basically, just for the guys that might be considering doing this?
I think like yet again, it's one of those things that like you've also got to really decide, like, if it's, because at the end of the day, right, it can be very like detrimental to your health, if you're not doing it properly, if you're not prioritizing the right things. But I say to everyone, it's like your body, your choice, but just make sure you're like, you obviously smile for it. If that's the case, like make sure you're seeing a doctor, getting your blood test done, get a coach that knows what they're doing, all that stuff as well. And just know as well, like it's a marathon, not a sprint. Like the more you do, the more damage you do anyway. So I think like just being smart with everything and your approaches to everything, just making sure your lifestyle is also like fitted to it, because then you can't be, like being a bodybuilder, you can't party, like it's gonna end badly. And a lot of people, like, they rush into things, and they want the fast achievement, should I say, right? But they want that to look a certain way or whatever, to go out and party, whatever. And bodybuilding's like a sport. You got to like, prioritize it as that. It can't be, you can't really mix it both. It just, it doesn't go well, should I say. So more or less just like being smart with it, and just, making sure you're, taking the right approach, doctors, blood tests, like, that's such a priority, because all it takes is for you to do something wrong, and your life could be over. So being smart about it, sure.
I love that so much. And like, you have a coach. It's like kind of like people just think, oh, I'm just going to be like this guy, but he is a coach, and he's got like, you get blood stuff. Like, it's kind of like you just got to do it the smart way. And young people just want to get there. So
for sure, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Sure. You're an online coach as well as a PT, or do you just do?
Yeah, a bit of both. I've recently it's been my focus has been a little bit more online. I think mainly I've always sort of prioritized the one-on-one things. Just that's sort of what I've been busy with. But I think now just like one having that exposure for like being a pro as well, I do want to sort of branch out and help like people online as well, not just the one-on-one things.
Yeah.
So I think now also just having a bit more, I wouldn't necessarily say more time on my hands, but just like having a bit more freedom. It'd just be a bit easier to like invest that time into like helping people a bit more, and as well like now I've also got like a bit more of a way of being able to like coach athletes as well, potentially like competitors if that's what they want to do. So
cool.
I'm always
like
open to it as well.
Like clients, like for both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I think obviously mainly prioritize like lifestyle clients, but if people want to like do a prep, then come see me.
Jump on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love it. Have you got busier since becoming a pro? Because that's the thing. Like that's what they say. Is it true?
Yeah. So I think just like having a bit more exposure, I think people just take you a little bit more seriously now. I think like yet again, like the online space is so big, so crowded, right? Like what can you provide that's different to someone else? I guess now just having a bit more of a different title, being like an athlete, a professional athlete, just gives you a little bit more reassurance that your service is going to be, well, not to say your service is going to be good, but just you sort of know what you're doing, should I say. Yeah, sure. So yeah, it's definitely got a lot busier. Like it hasn't necessarily been me having to go out. It's been a lot more referrals or people talking to me, wanting to approach me, which has been good. And that's also why I want to now invest, because there's been a lot more interest in going online. So I was like, okay, well, because yet again for me it was such a big crowd space. I probably should have looked into it, but it was such a big crowd space that I was just never really too invested in it. But now I'm like, okay, well, obviously that's the way the world's going. Everything's online and this as well. So trying to like just open up another revenue as well, which would be good, just to helping more people, should I say? Not just in person.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, what about posing coaching? Would you do that for the boys? Because I feel like we're lacking that. And
well, I mean, I do a little bit of that really. I think that was sort of, to be honest, I started posing coaching before I did online coaching.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think just that was a bit more my drive, but I think now being able to do all of it as well, it's like PT, online coaching, posing coaching. I think it's just open up a bit more revenues as well, and just being able to help people in different things, especially posing coaching, right? Like now having that like drive and bodybuilding sort of background as well, it's be good just to help people, especially men's physique athletes. So that's sort of what I want to mainly focus on, should I say.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. If people want to like work with you, how do they get in touch? Just in case they're listening now, do they just Instagram?
Yeah, just Instagram. There's a link, or they can just DM me. We'll sort of plan out something like that. It'll be good.
Nice. There you go, guys. Let's talk a little bit about your training. Then we've got some Instagram questions, and then I'll let you go, because otherwise I'll be with you all day.
That's good.
But training, what are you doing now? So like, obviously the season's over. We were chatting before. You're fed now. You're happy. You've got energy. Like, what are you training like now? What's your split?
Still sort of really, really the same. I think me and Dean are going to end up having a bit of a look over it at some point soon, just to sort of prioritize a bit more like weaker areas. So I think obviously for me, I still need to be focusing on bringing up my back, because back obviously wins the show. So I think just to make sure that I'm like competitive from the front and the back, back needs to come up. So I think that's probably going to be a lot more of our priority. We sort of know what we need to do and whatnot as well. So I just need obviously a little bit more time in the off season, should I say? Because last year, like as long as we did. It was a decent off season, but I think also just probably not long enough. Then obviously I probably got to use a little bit more time to add a little more tissue, but I think also just with what we had, we were happy enough. And I think also just knowing that like I said before, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So not trying to do too much too soon, kind of thing. Just like one thing at a time, should I say? Yeah. So giving myself like a year as well to give myself a bit of time off.
Yeah. What's your favorite muscle group to train? Like, what's your favorite day?
Oh, it would be legs, but I don't train that. So legs are just I don't know. I just love the stimulation. I love how hard you can push yourself training legs. But I'll leave that to the classic boys. So I'd say it's probably back, to be honest. I think I've just felt a love of back, just like knowing that I need to like work on it. I think it just gives me a bit more drive to be like, okay, I want to try and bring like a really nice, impressive back that everyone's like, wow.
Yeah, so, turn around like, who's that?
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Do you do core? Do you train like, because all of you men's physique boys have so much like you're just, but do you train core or not at all? Stay away.
Yeah, no, I train core. So I train core probably like 3 times a week. I keep it pretty basic though. Like I mainly just do bodyweight stuff, because as a men's physique athlete, you want to have a real narrow core. So I guess doing a lot of like heavy weighted stuff, you end up building a bit of a blocky core. So it just sort of throws throws you off a bit. So I mean, personally, that's just always been my approach, and I think also that's just how I've always done things, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it works. So
yeah.
yeah.
So
What about cardio? Like, how hard was Dean pushing you in prep? Was it, and what kind of cardio? Stairmaster, walking, or nothing? Like, what were you doing?
to be honest, like my general step count was quite high. I think like before, well, it's quite odd. Like before we started prep, it was in the off season. My step count got up to something crazy. Like I think I was averaging between like 18,000 to 25,000 steps a day, and it's just because like PT, and then also like I'm a coach at BFT as well, so doing a little bit of like classes. So there'll be like some mornings where I'll be on my feet for like it's almost 6 hours, and it's just non-stop walking. So that became a bit hard to put the weight back on. So yeah, and then my step count's always been quite high, and then to be honest, cardio was pretty reasonable. I think I think most I probably got up to was about 70 minutes, I'd say, on a stairmaster, which I think, but for me, that was something I just generally do anyway. So I think just extending it from half an hour to 40 minutes extra wasn't too bad. But I think also just being that depleted, I think it did. Obviously, it was a bit of a struggle at some points, but hey, that's what prep's for, right? Got to suffer a bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be prep without it. What about now? Do you have cardio now, or are you just chilling?
Nah, just chilling, just steps, 10K steps a day, but it's about 15K at the moment. Sorry, Dean.
Yeah, you're just it's training, man. PT, fuck it. Hey, holy shit.
Yeah. It's good that we stay active.
Yes. Just rice cakes as you're training.
Oh, we're considering Gatorade or Powerade, so nah, not yet. That might be an option for sure.
All right, we've got some questions from Instagram. We'll go through those together. So we'll start with the normal ones and we'll get to the weird ones after. But what is your goal IFBB Pro shows to compete in? What would be your goal? Ooh. Do you know many pro shows? Do you follow them?
Yeah, so I think to be honest, Aaron wanted me to do potentially Japan or I think a China show in 2027.
Yeah.
But I think me and Dean have talks about potentially me going with them to the States in 2027. Nice. So I do the shows they do. So that'd be quite a cool experience going with my coaches.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That's so cool, man. Oh my God, I'm coming along. I'm bringing my camera. I'm coming. I'm getting but what is it like what Arnold would that be the best pro show for you to do, or like maybe Pittsburgh or New York, or like do you have any of those that you're like I'd love to fucking get up there and do Pittsburgh, with the big boys, or like?
Yeah, I think that's definitely on the list. I think it's Pittsburgh, probably potentially Tampa, maybe New York. We'll sort of see what the calendar's like that year, and then
that's true.
Make a plan. Yeah. But I think most likely it'll probably be like midway through 2027, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I thought I saw you put up on your story one day that was like, well, I'll be back in 2027. So that is the plan, right? To take 2026 off? Yeah.
So I'll just use 2027 as a year to grow, and then obviously get married in Feb. So utilize that time. Yeah, utilize that time to go on a honeymoon at some point, and then get the ball rolling again, which would be good.
Yeah, nice. And just enjoy. Are you getting married in New Zealand, or are you guys going somewhere else?
Yeah, not getting married in New Zealand up north. So it should be quite cool. Yeah. Oh,
cool. Okay, next question. Will you stay? Oh yeah. Well, I know the answer, but we'll ask it anyway for the person. But will you stay in men's physique?
Yeah, just for now, yeah.
Yeah. For now. It's not doing fit model anytime soon, don't worry, guys.
Nah.
Who are your favorite athletes to follow on socials?
Ooh. Are we talking about pros or normal? What are we?
Maybe anything. Maybe anyone.
I don't know. It's a hard one, eh? Yeah. Just like probably just general people. Like people, obviously, Chris Bumstead, everyone follows him. Just like other bodybuilders and stuff as well, like Brandon Hendrickson. Like those guys, it's just like motivating. Just sort of see what they do, like the lifestyle of like a pro bodybuilder, or like men's physique, I should say. Just like trying to sort of like I wouldn't necessarily say follow the footsteps, but just sort of like do what they do kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's just quite cool. It's quite motivating. It just gives you a bit of something different. Something different for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. Would you start a YouTube? Like Dan's starting a YouTube now. I love watching the boys' YouTube, but would you do something like that, or don't have a lot of time?
Yeah, but to be honest, I've really considered it. I think I've got a camera. I think I just need to more or less just shut up and do it. Yeah. I think also, I think I need to figure out where to start and how to start. Yeah. It's easy to get content, but more or less like, okay, well now I need to sit down and edit this video, and you probably know as well, it probably takes you so long.
Yeah.
as
It's
well.
so
So
fun
it's
though.
like So I might need to take some tips. Maybe you got to send me a few things after. Sure.
We'll chat.
That's it.
So men's physique is the pretty boy division. That's what people always say, that the handsome division. You got to have the face too. You can't just, and it gets prettier the further like you go down from open. But what do you do to maintain your presentation? It's a good question. I guess you've always got like your beard's always looking good. Like, how do you, as a guy, like look after yourself? Do you get Botox?
Nah, not quite. Not yet. I think it's just it's more or less just like just general like like looking after yourself, like just maintaining like a clean beard, like obviously make sure like my eyebrows are like like not thin, but obviously done so they're tidy. Just like just make sure I'm presentable and I look professional, should I say? And then I guess just making sure I'm like a little bit tanned as well. Always looks a bit better.
Yeah.
Just say.
That's it. You're a pro now. You gotta look like one.
Exactly, for sure.
Favorite or most impressive female division to watch? Do you even watch the girls or not really?
Yeah, no, the girls are pretty impressive.
Yeah,
like, really, really impressive. I think, to be honest, like wellness is just crazy.
Yeah.
Just like, even just Jasmine, you're just like crazy, like how they can just like be like so built, like, and then also just like, it's crazy. It's just you're like, okay, well, we got to really work, like that's the standard, like that's up there, like if we want to go to that level, like it's like, got to do some work, put on the hard yards. So I take my hat off to the wellness girls. They're crazy looks. So just to be honest, all the federations, they all work hard to, like present a look. But just the wellness is just, it's crazy.
Yeah. You're missing those leg days, eh? Like the wellness all the leg days.
It's crazy. I'm like, fuck, you got bigger legs than me now. Damn it.
So annoying. Jasmine walks around the shows and it's like everyone's just like, who? What the hell?
Crazy,
is it real? Is it fake? Like, how does she do that? I remember someone said she had a BBL to me once. And I was like, no, she doesn't. Do you know who that is? Like, I don't think they knew who she was. And I was like, you don't know who she is, man. That's real.
Like I think I saw her and Dean. I think it was just before they went to the approach over states, and I was like, I literally didn't know what to say. I was like, I might go stand outside. It's crazy. It was crazy. Like it's just an unreal.
Absolutely crazy. She'll be back on Olympia stage next year. Let's see it happen. What are your ultimate goals in bodybuilding? Is it Olympia?
Yeah, I guess now it's sort of more or less, now my prize. So I shoot for the stars. That's the end goal. I think if I've got that potential and I can just stick at it and stuff, then fingers crossed I can hopefully one day be there. But we'll see. But that is definitely the ultimate goal. Just like
Yeah, absolutely.
For
and
sure,
it's kind of, you're super young in the sport too. Like a lot of the guys are like mid-30s, and like you're 27. So like if you were to do the 10-year thing like Ryan Terry, you'd be 37. So it's kind of like, are you like prepared for the long game? Like you want to give it everything, kind of like at this peak?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I think also like making sure that I can still keep that sort of balance. Like eventually we'll be having like a family or whatnot. So being able to balance that, I think if I can do that, then 100% I see myself in the long game. But if it's if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I think obviously I've done what I've done. I've put all the hard yards in for this, to get me to this point. So like why would I not now try and utilize that and take it as far as I can? Should I say?
You'd be stupid not to, eh?
Exactly, for sure.
You've got a Courtney King. Does your missus cook you dinner like Chris Brumstead and like make?
She definitely helps me. Chucks the rice cooker on when I need it, cooks me food when I'm moody and whatnot. So I take my props off my fiance as well. She does. She's half the reason why I got here. So. Not
So
sure.
that's why there's a ring on it, guys. That's why you get ladies.
Exactly.
Okay. So the boys chucked in a couple questions. So Dan wants to know, what's your exact routine on the morning of show? And I'm guessing there's something fucking weird in there. I'm guessing it's a bit like maybe not PG. I don't know. But
Dan, it's a sneaky question. Don't ask that. no, it's I guess more or less like I'm up pretty early. I think just the excitement of it. Obviously can't shower, can't do anything. So, I mean, more or less it's just sort of first meal, just make sure I'm sort of get myself up and running, make sure I'm communicating with Dean, whatnot, getting my meals in, getting ready for the day, getting my bags packed. Besides from that, just more or less just getting myself in the headspace, just making sure I'm all ready and I'm not like stressing about anything, and I'm all ready to go, should I say. Besides from that, nothing else. Well, that's a PG version of it anyway, but
Yeah, I was going to say, man, leaving it out. We're going to talk after this. I'm finding out. I'm going to message Dan. He'll tell me.
Okay.
I need to get the lowdown. But can we just also, just for the new guys, it might be like maybe getting ready for next year that want to jump into men's physique, because there's heaps of new guys in men's physique. Hey, you've seen how many first timers there are. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's good.
The morning of show, it's cool to see. Hey, the morning of show. What do you like? Do you have tips for the guys? Like, because like you said, I reach out to Dean. A lot of people fucking don't reach out to their coach. They expect their coach to go like back to them, but they've probably got like 20 clients. Like, what do you do that's proactive that they should probably take on board?
Yeah, I think also just yet again, like I think it's hard because you get to stay in like there's a lot of nerves. I think it's always quite hard in that sense, like because it's a sport, you're getting on stage, like never done it before. It can be quite a like quite a scary thing to do. But I think more or less just like, like being able to like acknowledge that, you put in all this hard work, you've dedicated all this time and sacrifice to, this moment. I think it's just more or less trying to remind yourself of why you're doing it and why you did it from the start. I think also as well, just knowing as well, like no one's really judging you, because at the end of the day, like you've done that, you've got yourself to a certain look, put your body under like stress to like, look a certain way to present yourself. So I think no one can really take that away from you either, so I think more or less just like backing yourself and having confidence and knowing that, like you did your best. I think that's such a big thing, eh? But I think like yet again, just like making sure you're open and talking to your coach, because it's one person who's just going to give you that reassurance, because he's obviously been like side to side by you through this whole journey. So being able to like lean on your coaches, I think is such a big thing, and that's what I did the whole season. And so I think that's also what like got me to where I am. Like anytime I was like, uncertain or like felt off, I'd just Dean and he just like pull me back in. So. No, it's such a big thing, eh? Like having that relationship with your coach, I think is such a big thing, eh? For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Keeping communication with them, because they're probably busy, so it can't be like, don't do it.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Last question from Sam. How many sets of legs do you do yearly? We know that.
God, it's I think it's 9 sets in total.
Oh, do you ever sneak in a little bit? Like, do you jump on the leg extension and just like fuck with it for a bit? Like, shut up, Dean's on the swing.
I wish. No, I think like I get like I'd say I get like a little bit of hamstring glute stimulation from my rack pulls, as everyone loves. Sam loves him. Everyone loves him. But yeah, I think besides that, not really. I mean, depending on now, I think just also being quite close to like my weight cap. I think it's just we can't really necessarily play around with that, because I think also yet again I hold a lot of my weight in my legs at the moment anyway. So I think with saying that, we need to try and like downsize my legs to be able to like put a bit more weight on my upper body. So I think yet again also just doing so much like activity and like being on my feet all day, like I'm just constantly getting the stimulation to my legs. So I'm just going to find a job where I can like sit the fuck down and not move, should I say? So
online coaching.
Yet again, that's hopefully that's the goal. So but yeah, I think more or less just. I think it's always been a big thing, but I think Dean will let me train legs on Christmas. I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Once a year thing will be all right.
Yeah, come on, my birthday, Christmas. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Are you sponsored at the moment? Have you got any sponsors yet, or are you on the hunt? What are you doing?
No, I'm not sponsored yet. I mean, I'm a big firm believer on like quality over quantity. So I mean, I've been using like Strom Sports supplements all year, and they're just outstanding. If I ever got the opportunity to get sponsored by them, I definitely would. So Thomas, if you're listening, Logan. But yeah, no, they're just awesome. I think also just like what they do for the bodybuilding community. I think they're just like you can't really match that, to be honest. They're always just making sure that everyone's like well looked after, and just making sure everything goes smooth, especially like from a health point. I think just providing also that's like really good like health supplements, make sure like your blood tests are in range, and just genuinely knowing a lot of like what potentially could go wrong in the bodybuilding, like behind the scenes, like health wise, and just having like that support. I think it just gives everyone so much more confidence in knowing, okay, well, if they do want to push the boat out and like become enhanced or whatever, try and take it all the way, then that's sort of there. And I think it's just more or less like having that care for like just competitors in general. I think it's just such a massive thing, because yet again, the supplement industry, there's so many supplements out there that are not very good for you, or have all this like bunch of shit in it, where Strom are always just like brutally honest with what they provide. And yeah, I think that's just such a big thing. It's just such good quality stuff. So Yeah, and I mean, I use it, or pretty much all their products anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that would be pretty cool. But yet again, it's one of those things.
Part of the journey. Part of the
Yeah,
journey up.
exactly, for
Yeah.
sure,
What about like active wear and stuff? Like, is there any other brands that you'd be like, "Fuck, I'd like to work with them? Like, they're pretty big overseas or anything like that?
Not really, to be honest. I've done a bit of, well, I've got a little bit of stuff from like Keep the Pump from Australia,
Yeah.
so their stuff's quite cool. But I mean, I'm more or less open to anything. I wouldn't mind working with anyone, to be honest. Just more or less what comes my way. But otherwise, I just stay in my own lane and just focus on business and
Yeah.
getting myself to where I want to be, which is obviously, I guess the next step is Olympia, right? So
Yeah. That's
gotta bloody
it.
put the head down and just work. So,
Yeah.
and I'm not too phased really. I'm just more or less, if it comes my way, it comes my way. If it doesn't, I'll be more or less grateful for anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
You're
yeah,
pushing your socials a bit at the moment, eh? Like, you're kind of trying to put a bit more effort into that. It's looking good.
yeah, just a little bit more, just a bit more present on social media. I think it just goes such a long way now that
Yeah.
like even just with like Pro Show, for example, like with having like being on a size page, for example, that dude's got like what, almost 300K followers. Like all of a sudden with one night, I've got like 250 like thousand people viewing my account in 30 days. I'm like,
So,
what? Like I've got like what, like 1,000 followers? What the hell? So I think yeah, just also just seeing what other people, just sort of catching on to other people's trends and what they do, especially when it comes to online stuff. Like constantly posting and stuff. I think it's just I just need to be a little bit more present and yeah, just a bit more, post a bit more, should I say? Now that I'm pro, so people want to see what I'm doing and how I'm looking and stuff. So I gotta probably
yeah. They're easier
give them what they want
after
for sure.
more
Yeah,
time.
100%.
Yeah. I love
For
it.
sure.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Honestly, it's been so
That's
good
all
to
good.
get to you and like actually meet you. I mean, we've never spoken until this podcast, so it was kind of cool to
That's
actually
good.
put like the face to the name of the Juan.
all the above.
Already forgot that already. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's awesome.
And when you decide to do your pro show, can I get you back on and we can chat about that and just like go
Yeah,
into
for sure.
like, what you've been up to and all of that, do like a recap?
Yeah, 100%. No, I'll be keen. Thanks for having me as well. Appreciate your time.
It's okay. Thank you so much. And guys, you need to go follow him. It's Galvin Fit on Instagram. He's gonna start a YouTube because that's where the money's made. Trust me, bro.
Sounds gonna help me.
They pay you for views. It's not like Instagram. And just go follow the journey and make sure you guys hype him up because that's what it's all about. And we're going to hype you up so hard you get sponsors. So just watch out. That Instagram's going to blow up.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
And we'll get you on again soon. And thank you all for listening to the first episode of the Hype Files, little rebrand. Hopefully this all goes well. And we'll see you all in the next episode. Thanks again for jumping on. Thank you. Bye.